All right. As you may or may not have heard, World War III kind of stepping up a little bit. We have Russia in North Korea. He just left China. He just left Viktor Orban. So we've got China, North Korea, we've got Saudi Arabia, we've got Hungary, we've got Cuba. Now, all but Cuba are dictators that are fast, very close buddies with Donald J. Trump. And I believe every single one of them has either been at his house or he has been at theirs. I mean, remember the military secrets over dinner at Mar-a-Lago for President Xi? You know, that type of stuff. The Russian spies in the Oval Office, all that stuff. And he's really close to these very special relationships. Kim Jong-un sent him the loveliest love letter. Viktor Orban was at Mar-a-Lago 3 times in the last year. Once, the day before, he had to come up with how many millions of dollars for the, Eugene Carroll thing. Was it 93 million or something? And all of a sudden he went from not having it to having his buddy Viktor Orban, and then he had it. The same people he was accused of selling national security secrets to. Russia, about the Iron Dome in Israel. And then ironically enough, when the war started, and the same with Ukraine, we sold national secrets there too. When the war started, the Republicans kept forcing all the aid to go unobstructed to Israel. All the Republicans. Donald Trump cut the military aid to Ukraine when he wouldn't make up dirt for Joe Biden. Remember all that? Donald Trump lifted the nuclear deal that gave Iran the ability to build nuclear weapons, because he also tried to take us out of NATO and all that stuff. Remember that? Here's another little nugget. Last week, Russia landed their biggest, basically, cargo warplane in Tehran, Iran, filled with parts to make nuclear weapons. Last week. They're allowed. They don't have any treaty, and they used to be inspected regularly to make sure they weren't building nuclear weapons until Donald Trump ripped up the contract and said, do what you want. I repeat, every single one of them was at Donald Trump's house, Mar-a-Lago. I think he had to go to Putin's palace a couple times. This is not a conspiracy. This is stuff that happened. All of these events happened. Come up with whatever explanation as you can, but every single one of these countries, President Xi, Little Kim, I love Little Kim, very special man to me. Uncle Vladdy's my favorite. I'm his orange. Viktor Orban, he's just there again. And Benjamin Netanyahu. Remember, he went to Congress to give him marching orders at the same time that the head of Hezbollah was assassinated and the head of Hamas. Like, that actual day that he was in Mar-a-Lago with Donald Trump, that happened. That's an awful lot of coincidences for Trump not having anything to do with any of this stuff. Awful lot. And he's trying to get back into office. And there are people who swear America first. Can't put all these pieces together. So we need to make sure, as all this hits the fan, that we stand behind our country and we actually do make it America first. And that includes keeping that man out of office forever. That's all that needs to happen. because what he did while he was president and since he was president is causing the whole world problems right now. Vladimir Putin gave dates of when to stay out of Palestinian airspace. Israel has been bombing children's hospitals like nothing, targeting schools, targeting children's stuff in hospitals and safe spaces that are supposed to be safe spaces, targeting aid workers, cutting off water supply, cutting off food supply, blowing up supplies as they come in. That's what Israel, Benjamin Netanyahu, one of the last visitors at Mar-a-Lago, that's what they do. So we need to make damn sure he doesn't get back in office. I think he did enough damage. In Ukraine, good job. Keep it going. March right up to St. Petersburg Square. Free Russia. We got your back, too. And so does the rest of NATO. Stay diligent, stay educated, and be kind. We are all in this together. And Republicans, start paying attention to all these pieces of the puzzle. It makes a really clear picture.